I have the stream pinned on my screen so I can look at it, make sure we're talking on the same page.
Okay, good stuff. We are live.
We are live?
I'll make this all caps. Yeah, we're live.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. I've pinged everybody. Everybody should come.
Cool.
Let's see.
The coolest stream. We're talking on the same page.
Okay, good. Oh, I gotta mute my stream. There we go. Okay.
Okay.
Now we can't hear everybody's voice twice.
Who
do we got?
I don't want to hear it twice.
We got Geranium Battle. We got Andrew Mav Baker. We got Lunar. We got Mag. How's it going, everybody? And we got me and Nami doing the power rankings once again. Not rigged.
No, just as not rigged. We're very, very objective because of the rankings.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely not ranking the same people at the bottom every season.
Nope.
Just because we don't like the way they build their teams.
Yes. There's no hate towards any players.
No.
It's just we don't like your team if you're on the bottom.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah.
Hey, Armenia. Okay, well, let's jump into it. And I will say, so this season we are doing, I have rankings and Nami has rankings, and then under it we'll have the community poll rankings, and I'm basically using it as a tiebreaker, because some of them we couldn't tie break, so. Yeah. And it's also just there to see how far off everyone else thinks it is compared to us.
Yeah, see how wrong everyone else is.
Yeah, exactly. Not us. Hey, what's up, Azalea? And Gray. Alright, let's get into it. At 16th, we have the Stunning Spectriers, coached by Mr. Mag. Yeah, we have 16 for everyone. I think this might be our only one that's all the same. Everyone thought this was the worst team in the league. I will pull up my notes and let you discuss this for a sec.
Yeah. So, for what I wrote in my notes, the best thing about this team is it's the most cultured by far. Triple Dog is really cool. Not necessarily good for the team, because like there's that double electric type that you don't really need, and it's interesting.
It gives you speed.
It's interesting. It's very cultured to have 3 dogs, but yeah.
Yeah. Not having a steel type is really rough. Your only psychic resist is a Ting Lu, which, I mean, that's fine. It's fine. Your speed is decent. It's pretty good, but the problem is Raikou is your 115. Raikou is kind of mid. Your speed's not really the biggest issue.
No. More of an issue is I have the fact that you only has removal is a Golbat. Which is not great, I'm gonna say, to be honest.
Yeah, that's tough. What else did we have here? They don't have any T-Spike options. There's no Encore, no Trick. Not the biggest deal, but still something. I do like the spread of like bulk on the team. Sylveon, Ting Lu, Suicune's pretty nice. I also like the Terra Captains. I think Entei's solid. I think Glaceon's nice. Is like a really low point mon. It can definitely come maybe a couple times.
Yeah. No, I know Glaceon is pretty good. I've used it before with Terra. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Also, the team is very reliant on Ting Lu for like everything. If Ting Lu goes down, things are breaking through.
Yeah, it is the only hazard option on the team.
Yes, so I feel like Ting Lu has to come every week, so it's kind of pigeonholed into that.
Yeah, only hazards, only psychic resist. You are going to get shredded by Taco's team. Expanding Force is going to eat you alive.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I mean, it's really hard because the teams are all like relatively good. Like it's kind of hard to draft terribly in Nat decks. I feel like you have so many options to build your team, so it's hard to rank. I don't think your team is awful or anything. It's just it's the worst of the 16 in our opinion.
Yeah, I spent so much time reshuffling orders because like I kept thinking, but this team has this, but that team has that. So the order was really hard to make, and I literally kept changing my order like every few days. So.
Yeah, same here. All right, let's move on to the next one. We got
unlucky.
We got the Auburn Agrons. Unfortunately, Kraken is at the bottom again in the rankings. I know he wanted to be higher and thought it. At least for him, that his team was better, but at least for our rankings, it has not improved.
Yes.
I'll just say The team is very defensive. You have like really nice defensive Pokemon like Ferrothorn and Zapdos and Feeny and Skeledirge. I mean, even Alamomola at low points, but your speed is really lacking. You peak at 105, which is rather tough, and you also have no priority to make up for it.
Also, I noticed that there's a T-Tar in the team, but I really like this team to actually use that sand. Like, for example, have a Lycanroc or something to actually use the sand. I feel like we give this team a really good offensive option, besides just a Manitangalar and like T-Tar for offense. And that's about it for the team's offense, really. So feels like it's lacking.
If you could slap an Excadrill on this team, it'd be kind of nice.
Or even a Lycanroc, something to use the sand.
Yeah.
To also fix your speed control.
There's definitely multiple Sand Rush options in that deck, so
yeah.
I feel like something like that would make your team more threatening and make your opponent have to prep harder, because right now the offensive presence is not very threatening besides Darmanitan, basically.
And T-Tar. T-Tar
too, yeah. But yeah, besides that, I just look at the team, it just looks like walls, kind of, and like stuff doesn't hit very hard.
Yeah. The team does have good hazard removal though, and like hazards, and a lot of users have knockoff in this team. So
yes,
I feel like you can run it super defensive, but just you have no offense.
Yeah, your hazard game is good. You don't have T-Spikes, but I mean you have Ferrothorn, which is good. You have good removal. Your momentum is nice. You have good pivoting. Definitely good things on this team. I just think it's missing a couple key things that bring it down. And if you added that, honestly, the team would probably skyrocket. Yeah,
I think so. Like, get rid of the Smeargle for a better Terra.
Yeah,
maybe. But saying that, I know Smeargle's gonna cook me now.
Yeah, we're all getting cooked by a Smeargle set. But you did get league vote at 12, so maybe we are rank you a little low. But you will see a little later. Not too soon, or sorry, very soon, we have one that is very far off the league vote, but yeah, you'll see that in a couple ones.
Yeah.
On to the next one. We have another common face at the bottom, unfortunately. Even though this person has made finals twice in 3 seasons.
Yes, unfortunate cannot begin to describe.
We have the Melrose Mabostiffs and Danka's dad at 14th.
Yes. Although, in my opinion, it's more about Dankish just being good at the game than his team building, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see.
Good things about this team, definitely, I do like the speed, except for the fact that you have a gap between 85 and 121 for some reason. I don't understand. But the speed tiers are good.
Yeah.
Mega Sceptile is cool. And Stack Attacker is really, really good. I had a chance to use it just like a few days ago, and it is busted. So that really carries the team, and the reason why it's 14th instead of last in my books.
Yeah, the speed gap between 121 and 85 is really tough because all the opponents can just run Modest and Adam and all their Pokemon that are all like 115 and like all the way down to 100, which is a pretty common speed tier. Also, you don't have a grounded poison type, which brings us down a bit. I think that was that the same? Did Kraken not have one as well?
Yeah, they both didn't have one.
Yeah, you kind of need a grounded poison.
Team can handle it decently well. He has a lot of levitate Pokemon or like removal Pokemon or steel types and Hatterene. So Dankus is definitely less vulnerable than Kraken's team to the Toxic Spikes.
Yeah, for sure. The Hatterene helps a lot because your opponent might not want to click Toxic Spikes on you that way. Let me just check the notes. I said probably playing hazardless games a lot because you don't really have great hazard setting and you have a Hatterene and a Terapagos, so you're probably not going to be playing hazards on either side very often. You also don't have very good priority. But yeah, the Terra usage is very good. Stack Attack is broken with Terra. So that was a great one. Definitely your best season for Terra usage, because I know Dangus hasn't really utilized it a ton in the previous seasons, but this is going to be a menace.
Yes. And yeah, the team also doesn't have many pivots except for Torn. Basically, it's the only pivot on the team. So it might be a bit awkward to use, potentially. I know Dankus will make it work. Dankus always makes it work.
Truth. And the league had you at 11, so once again, we rated you lower than everyone else, but what can I say? We're right, you guys are wrong. All right.
Well, one last thing is also there's this Dracovish, which is...
Yeah.
That one is also what made it 14th instead of last in my books. Dracovish is stupid. To be frank, for calcs.
Yeah. Yeah, I will note... The Aeron is not supposed to be on the sheet. Don't worry. That was just from me doing the images. When we are actually ranking the team, we did not include Aeron being on his team and like about weaknesses. Nobody cares about an Aeron. It's on Kraken's team anyways. I just forgot to delete it when I was like copy pasting stuff over. So don't worry. The graphics are not what's actually being ranked. They're just there
for vibes. They are.
Yeah, they're just visuals to help. We did it without these. But yeah. On to the next one, and this might be a bit of a shock. We have the New York Raging Bulls and Sir Blue at 13, whereas the league put you at rank 3.
Yes,
outrageous.
Huge discrepancy. This is the biggest discrepancy besides one other, right? The rank number 2?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, this is a pretty big discrepancy here. Let me check my notes on this one.
Yeah. I'll start though. The main issue with the team is really that ground weakness. Is the team is completely reliant on Decidui, which is okay, but it's not the best. So I feel like it'd be quite easy to break the team. There's a lot of holes as well. Like also on the fairy side, there could be a way to break through as well. So definitely there are some type weaknesses that really hinder this team.
Yeah, the ground weakness is really painful. Raiwambi is coming to every match, and you really hate to hear that.
Because the team needs the webs, because the team is generally slow. Not as slow as Kraken. Still faster than Kraken, but not generally that fast. But what it does do good, I really like all the knockoff this team has. But that's a blue special anyways. He has knockoff from like every second Pokemon. That's what it always feels like. I often why do I even bother bringing items against blue? Because they're all gonna get knocked off anyways. And he has good hazard removal too, with the Decidueye and Iron Treads.
Yeah.
And Colossal. He has a lot of removal. So.
Yeah, I'd say that your main weakness is the ground thing. It's really, really apparent when Raiwambi Decidueye your ground resists. Also, your priority is not great. You have Palmot.
It's actually not that bad. Because I think he might have wrote that before he made the changes. Because he just Decidueye Shadow Sneak and Palmot with Mach Punch. And Mach with Shadow Sneak. So there's 3 mons that gains priority. And I know Blue likes using all of those. So he often has Mach Shadow Sneak on his Pokemon.
Yeah, I might have written this before he got the last set of changes.
Yeah. Might have written it before Palmot Decidueye, because I know that Blue changed his team a lot.
Yeah. Also, no T-Spikes on this team. Otherwise, not bad. I just think Raiwambi is coming every match. And if it doesn't, well, EQ.
Yes.
Let me see. All right. Next up, we have another maybe surprise. A coach that is typically at the top of the rankings.
Yeah. Second last few seasons.
Yeah. Surrey Sylveon's coached by Lunar. We have both at rank 12. League vote, however, had it at 6. So maybe we are ranking it a bit low.
Yeah. The team generally is pretty dependent on Ogapon and Moltres. Because if those mons go down, the team just completely falls apart.
Yes.
What I think. Like water types are gonna get through. The water and ground. Like without those mons, you get absolutely rolled on those runs.
Yeah, those are like. It's similar to the Raiwambi. At least these are better Pokemon, so you don't actually mind bringing them that often. You're also really weak to ice. Your only resistance is Iron Crown, and ice is one of the best offensive types, so that is a bit rough.
The Terra Captains, I feel like, not the strongest as well, because they're good defensive walls, but I really think there's better options than Florges and Buck Forest Terra Captains, because they're just great Pokemon without Terra even, so I don't know if we necessarily need that Terra.
Yeah, I wrote the same. I said the Terra usage wasn't too great. There's also randomly no Thunderwave on this team. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but
Yeah,
just something
I
to
know.
note.
I'm never clicking Thunderwave anyways. I don't want
Yeah,
to miss. It misses
so
you, as you
real.
would know.
So
It's
real.
not 90%. It is not 90%.
So true. It's your removal's pretty good because you have Magic Bounce on Mega Diancie, and people do not want to click hazards on you. So
Unless because you Mold Breaker, and then you don't care.
I also don't love that you have to click Stealth Rocks on Diancie if you want Stealth Rocks. It's all right, but I mean, Diancie's probably want to do other things. Yeah, the team's not too bad. I think there's just the type weaknesses that really fall on a couple Pokemon, and your team might fall apart if those go down or you don't bring them.
Yeah, but the team has a lot of offensive scary threats as well. The team is really good offensively.
Yep, definitely a scary team. All right, on to 11. We have newcomer Q Spots people and the Three-Eyed Murkrow at 11th. I have them 11, you have them at 10, and the league vote was 15, so we have them a little higher than everyone else.
Yeah. Generally, this team is pretty solid, although once again plagued by that speed issue. It's not the fastest team in the league. I think it's probably the second slowest team after Kraken.
Yeah, it's a pretty slow team.
And it does have a lack of flying resist is the big standout when I look at this team. Only Heatran is the only thing that stops flying types from tearing it apart.
Yeah, flying's a big problem. You don't have that top tier speed threat. I like the bulk. Mix of attackers is pretty nice, physical and special side. Hazards are really good. So is the removal. Your momentum pivoting solid. Maybe your status options are a little bit thin. And I also would have maybe liked to see a 6 or like 5-point Terramon instead of Kamala, but it's not really the biggest deal. I think this team's pretty solid.
Yeah. Kamala's mostly there for the vibes, anyways. Probably.
So true.
I don't see much reason to bring it over Fortress most of the time, unless of course you're against like a Spectrier.
Yeah, honestly, the teams past us are pretty hard to rank. They're all pretty good, including this one.
Yeah. But most of these teams, the thing is, I have written down like it's either great or good, and both special and physical side. Like they both, every team has a lot of offensive threats. So
yeah, there's no lack of offense except maybe on Kraken's team.
Yeah, that's the only one I think I can think of. There's no offense really.
All right, on to the next. We have the Lavender Town Lamps at 10th. I have them at 9. You have them at 11, and the league vote was 9.
They're pretty similar.
Yeah, I like this team. It's pretty good. You have no dragon, fighting, or electric. Not the biggest deal. Your dark weakness is pretty apparent. You just have Meowscarada as a resist, which isn't really a resist. Because you're not going to be dark type, and also Meowscarada doesn't want to take hits. Yeah. So being also, that weak to dark is a bit rough.
And also, there's not really many rock resists either, besides Anaconda, which the team kind of relies on if you get a Pokemon like Iron Boulder.
Yeah, for
if
sure.
If that goes down, you're in trouble. No real other checks.
The speed otherwise is solid. Priority, I mean, you have a Palafin, no need to worry there.
And a Meowscarada.
Yeah, Sucker Punch. Hazard game is fantastic.
Yeah, Glamora moment, and Meowscarada. Like, it's all the hazards you ever would need in life.
Yeah, you got Glow King T-Spikes too, Sandaconda and Dunsparce of Rocks.
Yeah. No.
You're not going to be worrying about hazards.
This might be the team with the most hazards.
Yeah, your opponent's certainly running Boots or removal on their team.
Or just not caring.
Yeah, well, that would probably be tough for them.
Yeah.
I like the amount of pivoting. We have like flip turns, U-turns, chilly reception, which is nice. I like the Terras as well. Yeah. The core defense is nice. I like Glow King with Anaconda and Corviknight.
This defensive core is the same as Jersey's team last season.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right. Of course, I like it. It's the nuts.
It's Glow King, Corviknight, Sandaconda. That's the same defensive core.
Yeah, but yeah, I think this team's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's good too. I do like it. It's just there's so many good teams. It's so hard to rank the lower ranks because so many of the teams are so good.
Yeah. And yeah, don't worry, we did not base this off Palafin base forms attack. That's just the one that's on the dock. We definitely considered the good Palafin.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the teams are good for now on, so there's not much to complain about.
Yeah.
At 9th, we have the Crimson Chompers, coached by Smaster. I have them at 10, you have them at 9, and the league vote was 13, so we're a little more generous.
Yeah. This team does have somewhat of a ground weakness. That's the biggest standout to me, because you don't really want to be taking ground hits on Superior too much.
You got Togekiss, but
yeah.
Otherwise, ground going crazy.
Hazard game is also with the team really. The only downside to this team I really think is the hazard removal hazard setting of this team.
Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah, there's no hazards. There's no spikes, and Mudsteel's your only rocker. But I was talking to Smaster, and he's like, yeah, I just don't like hazards that much, so that's fine. It's just, on the rankings, you're going to be a little lower. Got lots of defog options. Pivoting is good. U-turns, volt switches, chilies, even baton passes here. Maybe would like to see like just one Pokemon between 107 and 84, so the hundreds and like just above 100s are all adamant and modest, but it's a little nitpicky. But
yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
It's not a huge
deal.
deal.
106 should still have to run mod Timid out speed 84, I want to say.
Only thing is it's a Skuntank, so they probably don't care.
Oh, that's true.
But yeah, I mean, we got to nitpick a little bit here because the teams are very good. Your only Will-O-Wisp also is Blacephalon, not really that big of a deal, but also I'm not a huge fan of the Terra Captains. I don't think they really benefit that much from Terra.
Scrafty against lower rated opponents can often work.
Yeah, Scrafty's pretty good. The Mudsdale is already pretty happy being a ground type. But, yeah, not too bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just good. It's a good team. That's right. It's going to be a lot of that comment. It's just a pretty good team.
Yep. Yeah, don't worry, Azalea. No, I liked your Terra Captains. What did I say? Yeah, I said it on my doc. Nice Terra utilization for you, so don't worry. At 8, we have the Side 7 Orbeetles and Bread Boy, who we both have at 8, and the league vote had at 4, so maybe a little lower. Definitely a really good rain team.
Yeah. Solid rain team that only really would want, like, basically Ferrothorn and Overclaw, the only real improvements I can see to this team. But both are drafted, so not much you can do about that.
Yeah. Pivoted to the rain team kind of in free agency, so didn't know exactly the direction they were going.
Yeah, but it's still they still made it work. It's still a very solid team offensively, and also has defensive pieces. Unlike a lot of rain teams tend not to have very good defenses, but this team does actually have some good pieces, like an Orthworm, Weezing, Vileplume.
Yeah, no, I like it. I wrote, no ghost resist at all is rough. You lose to Spectrier.
Meg, this is your moment.
This is Meg's opening. I don't even know if he plays Bread Boy, but I said, again, I'm going to get a little nitpicky, but I said there's no dedicated special wall, really, besides Orbeetle.
Yo, I had that too. I also had that.
Okay, nice. I mean, you might bring Orbeetle, but it's an Orbeetle. We can't rely on it too much. I do like the mix of physical and special attackers as well.
Yeah, I also had... There's no real disruption of the team. The only other con, like, there's no real trick user or a way of, like, encoring besides, like, Iron Bundle. That's very nitpicky. Yeah,
I'm a fan of your Terra Captain. Terra Floatzel is very threatening.
Yeah, probably the second or third best rain one after Overcross the best rain, I'm gonna say. But besides that, like,
I think it was already drafted.
or Omastar probably the second best for rain. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, it's pretty good. Taco saying it's a bit weak to electric. I mean, you got a Kilowattrel and a Swampert. It's not that bad for a rain team. It's pretty good, and our Chaladon.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's the best rain you can do.
Yeah, in general, you're going to be a bit weak to electric.
Yeah. But it's I think a pretty solid team.
Yeah. All right. We have at 7th, Manchurial City by Smeefleham.
Yeah, a big discrepancy here as well between our vote and the leagues.
We have both of us at 7. League had him at 14. I don't think it deserves 14. I think this team is pretty good. I had it a bit lower and kind of moved up as I looked at it a bit more.
Yeah. There's somewhat of a ground weakness of the team, but it does have 2 good ground immunities in Dragonite and Mandibuzz. So much better, like even better than Smasher's ground resist. So
yeah, this is like the comparison with Blue. You have 2 ground resists / immunities, but you have a Dragonite and a Mandibuzz versus a Rabombi and a Decidueye. So
yeah,
this time the ground resist / immunity is there.
Yeah, and offensively this team is pretty solid. On the physical side, special side is the only other issue I really have with this team. You basically have Coco could be special and Zoroark, and that's about it.
Yeah, I mean you have the Typhlosion, I guess.
I don't consider Typhlosion a real Pokemon. I'm a Typhlosion hater.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah.
Let me see what else I put. I said speed tiers are quite good. Hazards are really good. Removal always falls on Mandibuzz, but it's okay. Mandibuzz is good. It likes to have defog. Doesn't really mind having that on its moves.
Yeah. A good defensive core, I think, with like Clodsire, Mandibuzz, and Aggron. I think that's a really it's gonna be quite solid. They cover each other pretty well.
Yeah, the core is nice. Yeah, I don't really like the Terras. What do we have? Typhlosion and Roselia. I think we could have picked better Terra captains. Like if you... I don't even know what the points on those... I think it's like 6 and 3.
There is some secret sauce that I don't want to reveal that would be good in this team. Because that's too helpful.
True.
But I have ideas of good Terra captains for this team. But I don't want to say it because I don't want to make this, my matchup against them harder.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the synergy with Coco and Boulder as well. Maybe it would have been nice to see one more Pokemon be used for the electric terrain.
Wasn't possible though.
Was it not?
No, well, that's because you wanted Iron Leaves, Iron Moth, and Iron Hand. Well, I guess I'd go Iron Hands, but I don't think you really want Iron Boulder and Iron Hands and Coco all in one.
Moth would be pretty good, but I know it's taken.
Moth was taken. The only other option would be Iron Draculus, and people who like hitting moves don't pick Iron Draculus.
I had that thing for 1 week, missed like 4 Hurricanes and a Mock, and dropped it immediately.
Yeah.
It's like, I am not playing this.
Yeah. So the only other option is Iron Leaves, which is a good Pokemon until it gets hit by Mewtwo and dies in 1 hit.
Yeah.
It's kind of rough.
Pretty good team.
Good team.
Let's see. Next up, we have Sapporo not Snorvers, Snovers at 6.
Yeah, and this team is not Snover. It's really good. I like it.
It's not Snover, guys. Although it was Snover in the rankings at 10.
Yeah.
We liked it a lot better than everyone else.
Yeah. Well, the hazard removal on this team is fantastic. Like, one of the best teams hazard removal. You have Thundurus, Empoleon, Mega Sizar, and Great Tusk.
Yeah,
all
it's absurd.
And those are all very, very usable mods.
Yeah, you have a lot of good rock setters as well. No spikes, I believe. T-spikes on Moth, so the hazard game's not amazing, but who cares?
But spikes and Moth, I sometimes do that. It's not too bad.
Yeah, you have good rockers, so it's fine. Priority equals
Exo as well.
Scizor.
Exo never sets hazards anyways, so we can just kind of block out the whole... just cross off hazards.
Yeah. Dream's saying the team is quite slow. Yeah, the speed's okay. You don't have a top tier speedy Mon, but having good priority kind of makes up for having bad speed, which is something the other teams with lower speed didn't really have access to. A Scizor is pretty insane.
And Comfey is also one of the best 8-point Terra captains in the game.
Yeah. So that makes up for it a bit. I really like the Terra captains on this team. Comfey, I think, is really scary. And
yeah, you have to be ready for Comfey, or it's going to sweep you.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do with that. Yeah, I think this team's pretty dang good.
Yeah.
What else did I say? Only 1 Ghost Resist. you once
That's on
again also
Hydreigon,
lose
so
to
it's a-
Spectre because it clicks Draining Kiss or Shadow
Yeah.
Ball. But other than that, don't
Yeah, we
face
should have a
Spectre.
Spectrio. Next time, we need a Spectrio rating. Like, how vulnerable is this team to Spectrio? So let's just.
Yeah, well, we have Spectre on the final slide again, so don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, good team.
Yeah.
On to our top 5. At
Me.
5th place, we have you. For the first time, you're not first.
No, I wasn't first season 1 when I ranked them.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Like,
I didn't help
was
you
like
that
4th.
time, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like 4th in my own rankings.
The league thought you were number 1, though.
Yeah.
The league voted you number 1.
I don't think that's deserved. I think it's. I feel like the league votes are a bit biased. So.
It's certainly a bit biased, but
Yeah.
it's definitely a really good
I
team.
Yeah, it's a good team. I just think my season 2 and season 3 team were stronger than this one.
Mm-hmm.
Not everything went. Well, everything went out the window when I was sniped round 1. So I just kind of survived and keep to fix it.
Literally sniped 1 pick before.
Yes.
Pain.
And because of that, I have no fairy type. But that's the main issue with my team is that the lack of fairy. So I have to rely on Delmise if I want to have a fairy type. Besides that, I have no other option to fairy, so can leave me vulnerable potentially.
Yeah, I wrote your spikes and T-Fix or T-Spikes fall on Greninja, which isn't necessarily the best. Could maybe use some more pivoting. I like the Terra Captains. There's not really any type weaknesses. You don't have a fairy type, but you have fairy on Terra, I believe.
Delmise, Terra.
Yeah, so a couple issues, but I mean, I just look at this team, do not want to face it, and well, I'm facing you week 1, so.
Yes, we're facing each other week 1, so good luck.
Fun times.
Try not to get swept by my Sword Stance Ponyard.
I will be ready for the Ponyard.
Okay. Yeah. You think.
Oh no. Yeah. Anything else to say about your team?
I like my I have a lot of knockoff users, which I like. I really like my defensiveness on the physical side. I have a lot of physical bulky boys, like Delmise and Celesteela and Volcanion and Mega Venusaur and Gouging Fire are all super bulky physically, so it's hard to break my team that way, especially it's a little bit more vulnerable, but still have Celesteela and Venusaur. Speeches are pretty average for the league. Also average priority, and yeah, and just decent pivoting, like you mentioned. Not the best pivoting, not the worst.
Yeah, I also wrote you don't have any Encore or Trick Bonds. Not the biggest deal, but something to note.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really good team. I don't want to face this, and yeah, that's not my
Unlucky.
decision. All right, on to number 4. We have the Jersey Lockjaws. Very common vote here. I had 4. Others had 5.
Yeah. It's a good team.
Yeah, this is a good team. This is a scary team.
Yes. A lot of the rats.
Yeah, let me.
And the Magic
look what
card.
I found.
But that gets immediate culture points. So.
You do get culture points. Sadly, I didn't really give culture points, but you know. Let's see. I said a little bit Ghost Week. You do have Crook and Incineroar, which is nice. But I mean, a team with the psychic types.
Rain team is going to have Ghost Weaknesses, just like a Rain team is going to have Electric
weakness.
Weaknesses.
I think he patched it fairly well. Yeah.
Instant is a good cover for that.
A bit Flying Weak, but Skarmory's good. Good mix of hazards. Removal is solid. The momentum is all right.
Only Incineroar and Sneasler, so not great.
Yeah. You don't have priority, but who cares? Because your team is built around psychic terrain, so it doesn't really matter. It kind of wouldn't really make sense
out on
priority.
But,
yeah. But you're probably not running that.
Oh, and also Shadow Snake, Cerulege. So that's actually a priority.
What is Shadow Snake? Oh, Cerulege.
Cerulege.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might have done this before you got the Cerulege.
Yeah, I think you probably wrote that before.
Yeah. Yeah, otherwise, pretty good. I like the spread of physical and special attackers. Psychic
like
Terrain is just going to farm everyone.
Yeah, I feel like these are actually good. I like these defensive Terra Captains. A lot of the other ones that we commented when we say we don't really like the defensive Terra Captains, but I feel like these two are actually really good defensive Terra Captains.
Yeah, no, I like them. Incineroar is pretty coal.
Yeah. And Mantine is really actually quite good. I was heavily considering drafting it as well.
Yeah.
It's super physically, especially bulky.
Yeah, no, I don't really want to face this team either. I think I am in the last week.
Unlucky. I don't.
Unlucky.
So Taco, go ahead and wreck everyone in regular season.
Yeah, I like the synergy with Alakazam and Tapu Lele. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
First two
Yeah.
picks.
Hmm.
I think you built the team pretty well around it, so
Yeah.
I am scared.
Good luck.
Yep. Okay. Top 3.
Yes.
These were hard to order, honestly.
Yes.
These are all really
Yeah.
good teams. And there's a big discrepancy. Well, not huge.
Next two.
Yeah. So we have Detroit Disasters at rank 3. Both of us. The league voted them at 7, which I am surprised about. This team really doesn't have many weaknesses.
The only weakness I see to this team is that Gray has a, and I know Gray is pretty good at checking like which Pokemon have moves that hit them 4x weak. Like since Gray was aware of Bisharp Grass, now I'm sure he checks those things.
Yeah. Yeah, the 4x weaknesses maybe, but you cover all the weaknesses pretty well. I wouldn't be that concerned about it.
Yeah.
You're very weak, not really. I mean, you have Bronzong and Nihilego. It's not the biggest deal. The speed is pretty nasty.
Bolt.
Yeah. What can I say? The mix of bulk and like different attackers is really good. Yeah, there's not really any type weaknesses. Hazards are insane.
Yeah.
Removal's fine. Maybe would like to see, this is nitpicky, but maybe would like to see a spinner when you have Gliscor on your team, so you don't, because Gliscor's probably going to want a hazard stack sometimes, and not having a spinner is not the best, but I mean, this is really nitpicky. You're number 3.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing I can see is JV change Helios for a different Terra Captain, but I don't really have much experience with Helios, so I don't really know what to think of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
As a Terra.
I think it's a cool pick.
We'll see if Gray cooks.
I'm interested what he does with the
Well, I don't
disruption's
like
good too on this team.
I always hate how the doc has an error for anyone in dry skin. It definitely does not do 11 out of 4. That is super wrong.
Slight error.
Yeah.
Not my fault.
No, it's built into the doc.
Yeah. So we're coming down to the last 2 teams. Let's see if we get the Obama medal meme again. With either you or me being number 1.
Yeah, it's Armenia and Neji as the only last 2.
Yes.
Let's see. Is it
Okay.
rigged?
Is it rigged? It's rigged. It's rigged.
It's rigged.
We have Wishing Star Jirachis at number 2. This team is insane. We
It's
both
so
put it
good.
at number 2. The league vote had it
Yes.
at 8, which is kind of crazy because this team is.
This team is so good. This team is so good. By far Armenia's best team I've ever seen him make.
Oh yeah, this team is awesome. I'll let you talk about it a bit.
Yeah. Well, first off, you have my boy Cinderace. Unfortunate to see that Mon not be on my team, but is what it is. But it's really good. The only weakness I have this team is like I have it technically kind of sort of bad hazard removal, but not really because he wrote on Wash. So and Latios and technically Survivally, but that's the only weakness I really have. And I think Drapion is cool. I like to see what Armenia hooks up with Drapion without Terra, because I imagine Drapion gets a lot better with Terra.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what he cooks up without Drapion, because it still is it's a cool mon.
Yeah, the speed on this team is pretty good, and you make up for anything that doesn't have speed with insane priority. You have really good status options. You have good rock options. You have like no type weaknesses.
Yeah.
It's
No obvious way to break this team.
Yeah, I don't know. I just look at this team. It looks just like really good.
The only mon I can think of that could break this is Akira. That's it. That's the only one that's jumping out to be a good way to break this team. But that's Kyurem. The Kyurem check. Just every team fails the Kyurem check. One team actually is good at switching into Kyurem.
Yeah, that's why we have Kyurem at almost max.
Yeah.
Yeah, this team's very, very good. I'm interested what you do with Savali as well. Kind of cool as a Terra Captain. You have all these different type options, so definitely can cook there.
Yeah.
And
Gonna be hard to prepare for that.
yeah.
Only other bad thing is Hypergadium is terrible, and yeah.
Yeah,
all the
it's a 2-point mon. It is what it is. It's fine. Maybe you bring it to a match, but it's 2 points.
Yeah,
You're not
but
too concerned.
You should really pick up the boy Phalanx. That'll be much more cultural.
Phalanx the goat.
Phalanx the goat. That's my only advice for this team.
Yeah.
Phalanx.
Well, might be slightly rigged, guys.
No, it's not. It's honest. I'm not looking forward to fighting you week 1 either.
Well, at number 1 we have. Oh, one sec.
Oh wow, it's Nejiboston.
That's crazy.
Not rigged. See, it's not rigged because last time it was me first.
True.
Now it's
so
Neji,
true.
so it's not rigged.
We both put myself at number 1.
Yeah.
And the league vote also had me at number 2, so it can't be that rigged. If
Yeah.
league vote had me at like 15, maybe it's rigged, but
Yeah.
I was only
This team
behind
is
you on
scary.
the league vote.
Yeah. This offensively, this team has so many threats. Like Iron Valiant, super scary. It could be physical, special, setup, just choice specs, choice scarf, booster energy, random berry to live a hit. Like this, that mon can do like even do your taxes for you if you want. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's many weaknesses. There's not really type weaknesses. I have every type except bug.
Yeah.
The speed's really good. Good mix of the attackers, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Garchomp's kind of carrying the
Garchomp's
hazards,
crazy.
but I mean,
Garchomp
that's
is crazy,
fine. Yeah, Garchomp's
Garchomp
really
has
good.
hazards. Garchomp's good with choice scarf, choice band, rocky helmet, Yachi berry, loaded dice. Like it's so many sets on Garchomp that work with this team.
I have good removal. Double prankster is really good.
Yeah.
Good momentum. Priority options. I got
Yeah.
Weavile. Valiant has Prio.
Yeah.
Lots of disruption. And I
I
think
do
the
have
Terra
one-
captains are good.
I have one big con about this team though. You were considering drafting Toadscruel instead of Whimsicott.
Yeah, that's
And
my
you
bad.
chose Whimsicott over Toadscruel.
Didn't pick the culturally
that hurts the team pretty bad. And
goated Terra captain.
yes. Yeah, because I really think that Omastar is one of the best Terra captains in the game.
Yeah, it looks quite scary. Having a Shell Smasher that's actually pretty good. Maybe we should have banned this, but I mean,
Yeah,
we'll
and
see.
like, I was like, I'm not sure about Zakataka, and I'm not sure about Omastar. That might have been a mistake.
Yeah, hopefully it cooks, but
Yeah.
yeah, there you go. Not much else to say. I like the team, and we ranked it 1, and the league had it 2, so it can't be that rigged, guys.
No, it's not rigged. The team is. If I switched with any team, it definitely would want this.
Okay, on to the final tier list. Here you go. In order, we have the Darkrai's, the Jirachis, the Disasters, the Lockjaws at top 4. Then we have the Tricksters, Snovers, Mantrul City, and Orbeetles in the next 4. Then the Chompers, the Lamps, the Murkrows, the Sylveons. And then the last row, we got the Bulls, Mabostiffs, Agrons, and Spectriers. That is your little recap there. I'll take a screenshot of this and post in general so people can see, and they'll have to go back through.
Final bonus awards.
Yep, and here are the awards. Boom! Spectre Propaganda is back.
Yes.
I'll let you start it off.
Well, the best offenses for me was a toss-up between Breadboar and Neji, but just Bread's. Oh, it's a rain team. It's gonna be super offensive. What else is there to say?
Yeah, team looks very good offensively. Next we have best defense. Auburn Agrons is best defense team because the team has no off. I mean, the team has really good defense. The defense of this team is very good. I mean,
Yes.
as we were saying when we were going through it, it's like Zapdos and Feeny and Ferrothorn, Skeledirge, and Almola, and there might have even been something else. So
And even Mienshao, like an offensive Pokemon has Regenerator, so it's like
true. Yeah, this team could be tough to break. I mean, we're rating based kind of on balance, right? So not having offensive threats is going to lower you, but it doesn't mean the team's not going to perform well.
Yeah, and I'm super biased towards. I like my teams anywhere between balance to offense. I don't like hyper offense. I don't like if a team is super stally. I hate stall. Worst play style in the world.
You're getting last if you draft stall.
If you draft stall, you're getting 17th. I'm gonna add someone to the
Real.
league with only a Wooloo on their team, and they're gonna be ahead of you.
So real. Yep.
So looking at Dex' team for Kraken's League, for example, that's disgusts me.
Yeah.
I gauge.
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
Yes. But improved draft, we have Ventrilo City. I think probably learned a lot from playing the last season, and their team is very solid.
Yeah, definitely improved it a lot. I like the Tapu Koko team. It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next, we have biggest
Never
decline of a
lucky.
draft. Sorry, Lunar. Sorry, Sylveon's go from 2 to 12, I believe.
Yes.
Pretty
yeah.
big drop off, especially when you were number 2 the season before. But doesn't mean you won't do well.
Highest base stat total is Armenia's team with 558 total base stat total on average. It's just a fun stat. It's not, doesn't mean anything.
But you win. You won an award.
Yes.
Woo!
You have no crappy Pokemon on your team that have terrible base stats.
Yep.
Basically what it came down to.
Next up, we have my favorite team, which is Gray's team, the Detroit Disasters. If I was to play another team, I'd probably pick your team. It looks very fun to play, and seems very good too.
Yeah, I just like your team, like I mentioned. That's why I make it number 1.
Let's go. Thank you.
Super good.
And last but not least, the winners once again of the most cultural award is Mr. Mag and the Stunning Spectures.
Yeah. However, Taco was a close runner-up, I'd say, in this category.
True, we do have the Magikarp.
Yes.
But
no one can out-culture Meg.
Yeah, I mean, bro first picked Spectre again, and also has triple dog, so
Yeah.
Hard to beat.
Yeah, you can't really beat that.
Yeah. And that does it. I'll bring us back to, this is the final tier list if anybody didn't see. But yeah, that's probably going to do it for us. I might look to do some match review streams if I have time throughout the season. If not, I know Azalea was on it last season and is probably going to do some as well. So we'll just ping in announcements if there's going to be match review streams. But yeah, other than that, thank you, Nami, for doing this with me. It's always fun.
Always a pleasure to roast everyone's team.
Except for ours.
Except for ours.
Maybe season 5 somebody else will take the crown, but probably not. Because we draft teams that we like, so that that makes it hard to rank them badly.
Yes. And if we don't like the team, we fix it. So, like your season 3 team.
Yes, very true. I was like 10th, but
9th, yeah.
Yeah, 9th. Ended up doing well after I switched the team around.
Yeah.
And that could be the same for a lot of the teams at the bottom.
Yeah.
Again,
at Kraken.
Yeah, Kraken, maybe add Samrush Pokemon, and you might be cooking.
Yeah. Then I think Kraken's team literally jumps up like at least 4 or 5 ranks easily.
Yeah.
If you just had more offense. Like, just a tad bit more offense. Literally all it means.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, thank you everybody for watching. The VOD will still be up. I'll post the final tier list in Discord as well. And good luck in week 1. Should be fun.
Yes.
We have me versus Nami for the first time this week.
In 4 seasons.
4 seasons. This is our first battle.
I'm ready to go 1-0.
0-1 for you. All right, thanks everyone. Have a good night.
Yeah.